confused. You know that God chose you. You've seen it in a dream. You visualized it. You see the end from the beginning. God has graciously shown you what you're going to become. There's only one problem. Get closer. He hasn't shown you how you're going to get there. And what I mean, he hasn't shown you the plan. He hasn't shown you the path. All he says is trust him and start walking. And that's a hard thing for us to do because in that walk to greatness, there's a lot of pitfalls, a lot of valleys, a lot of mountains, giants, devils, and one particular part that comes in the giants, the devils, the pitfalls, the adversities, and the affliction, going to where God has destined you to be. There's one more place. We're talking about your enemies. Yes, God has chosen you to do something great, and he's going to fertilize you with enemies. Enemies from all over, from the north, south, east, and west, people that are close to you right now, that you've told what God has planned for you. And they go from being your friend to your enemy because they are fearful that you're going to leave them behind. But you can't rest on that. You can't worry about that. You're at the TSA moment. You can't take them across to where you're going. God has set you on a destiny and you've reached the TSA point, the checkpoint, and it's either stay here or go on to your destiny. And they are fearful that you may be successful, not knowing that if you become successful, you might come back and get them, but you have to move forward without them. I always tell my students, knowing when to hire is easy because you look at a resume or you look at a person, no matter what you're doing, and let's say you have 3 candidates, and if it's down to 3 candidates, they all have equal education, all have equal knowledge, but it's the intrinsic part. And you hire the one that you're getting along with, and you find out that they're not the person, but you have become emotionally and spiritually attached to them. They're not for your greatness, but you don't want to let them go because you like them so much, but you can't take them with you. They're not meant to go to the next level with you. You have been chosen for greatness, and part of the being chosen for greatness is knowing when to let go. That's the best attribute you can have. I'm not talking about being mean, but mean if you have to be, because some people will suck you dry and play on your kindness. But I'm just talking about letting people go that you can't take with you into your destiny, letting mindsets go that you can't take in with your destiny. Something as simple as when you get up in the morning. Maybe your new destiny requires you to get up at 5 a.m. when you're used to getting up at 7. Well, 7 is not going to work for the new place you're going because you need to get up at 5. Things like that determine how well we handle it. And God ordains our enemies. And they have multiple purposes, but the bigger overall purpose, they're to help you grow. They're the fertilizer that keeps you moving forward. Or if you know when you over fertilize something, if it doesn't grow, it kills it. So your enemies are there to try to kill you, but they can be used as fertilizer, springboards, jumping off points. People who are naysayers become those who are your fans because you're going to show them and you're going to trust what God has called you to do, no matter what they say. It's not easy, but you can make it if you're chosen. And you might say, well, Pastor, great things. What does that entail? Any, anything that God has called you to do is a great thing, even if in society they may think it's a mundane thing. It's another level. It's your next destiny. It's your next stepping stone. It's your next jump off point. You have to go ahead and step into that. You can't let people, places, things, and mental attitudes stop you. You can't let your shortcomings stop you. You can't let the fact that you would trip over your own shoestring stop you. You got to lace them up, get up, and get going. And you're not alone. You're not alone. You're doing it with the power of God. Every day you wake up and you sustain the battles, the wounds from the battle of the day before. When you wake up the next day, you realize God was with you because you're able to feel the pain. But through the pain, you're going to grow. Plants go through pain. Diamonds go through pressure to become diamonds. And so will you. You've been chosen to do something great. And now the pressure begins. So don't be dismayed. Understand that's part of the plan. Hey, this is Pastor Jay of Walk Truth Radio Network. I always want you to be encouraged, blessed, and at peace. And remember, walk in the truth of the Lord and also You've been chosen for greatness, and God also chooses your enemies, the obstacles, and the adversities you'll go through, because that's the fertilizer, the stepping stone, the jumping off point that will help you grow. Hey, check out our YouTube page, Walk Truth Radio Network. You can find us on all your podcast platforms, Walk Truth Radio Network with Dr. James Sutton, and we can be found everywhere. But we're on Haps, and we just thank God for that. And I want you to go check out my mentor, the godmother of podcasting, Tanika Drake of God's Gift Through His Word. She's on Haps. You should listen to her. She comes on every night around 11:30 specific time. So check her out. Check out her show, God's Gift Through His Word. So Heavenly Dew, all the supporters, thank you. And you guys have a great day today. You've been chosen for greatness. Peace.